Menthol vape juice helps the engine run better because it's cool, gives us cancer, and makes our family hate us. These are the little tips and tricks for fellow Subaru owners. Welcome back to SSP. Today we are talking about Logan's 2018 WRX and how he was able to push 933.69 horsepower out of this car. So please tell us your process and build.
All right, so what I started with on my car is I put on the Perrin dress-up kit. This fender flare right here, covering that with the vents, adds about 900 of the horsepower, just this one right here. The vents really keeps the engine ice cold. The oil temp never goes over 80. This right here, this stays really hot. It absorbs all of the heat for me. That's about 5 horsepower. The Perrin badge makes it about 3 more. This one over here does jack diddly shit. That one's just for looks. We don't talk about that one. My AEM intake right here, it's there for looks. It's not even connected. I don't know why it's there. I'm not running an intake at all. We have zip ties on here because we're yeehaw motherfuckers. We don't do actual plastic clips.
What about your K&N air or oil filter?
Oh well, that's just for looks actually. It does nothing. I have no oil.
Yeah,
the car is completely oilless.
Yeah.
It actually runs on vape juice.
Oh, really?
Blueberry ice.
I've heard that conversion, that blueberry ice.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
I've seen a lot of people doing deletes for the oil filter just to help it run better. Weight reduction, you save 0.2 pounds, runs so much faster.
It does, it does.
Fun fact, this car is actually faster than the new Dodge Demon. That makes 800 horsepower.
The Dodge Demon's a slow car. I'd like to race one in the future.
Yeah,
I think I could take them.
Yeah.
So all you Dodge Demon owners out there, I mean, come get some. Your car's slow as shit. Please don't. I don't want to race you. It's not fast, man. Okay.
So today we're going to be going over Logan's 2018 Subaru WRX, and I know you've had a long history of Subarus. What made you go with the 2018 over different years?
The 2018, well, it was sitting at a lot. I had a 04 WRX before this car. Before that, an 02 Forester, and then an 01 Forester. My 04 WRX, my first sports car, was in the Rally Blue, and I saw this car for sale at a dealership not far from my house. Went to check it out. There was a blue one and a white one. The only reason why I didn't go with the white one is because it felt right going from my blue 04 to a blue 18. So I'm just getting the same car, but 14 years newer. The only really reason, I mean, I didn't have a preference between any of the Subarus. My 04 had a lot of problems. I needed to sell it and get something else, but I really wanted to get another WRX because I never got to build the car since it blew head gaskets every other Monday.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest differences that I love over this car compared to the older STIs is this actually has a completely different engine, and it's actually a little bit faster in the 0 to 60 than the newer STIs, which I think is actually amazing. That twin scroll turbo technology boggles my mind. It's always spooled up, ready to go.
It is, and there's not a lot of turbo lag on this car, I will say. On warmer days, I can start to feel it, but once the car warms up and gets up to temperature, there's hardly any turbo lag at all. I was really up in the air about whether or not I wanted to put the extra money down to get an STI over the WRX. I did a lot of research, watched a lot of YouTube videos, watched a lot of reviews of people driving the car between the WRX and the STI, and it wasn't that I didn't want an STI. I think those are great cars and I would still love to have one. But the WRX had a lot of pros for the price, and some of those pros happened to be over the STI, and I wanted to go with this car. A, because it was a new block. That was very intriguing to me because, you know, the EJs come with their problems, the head gasket issues and everything, and I was really, really sick of replacing head gaskets.
Smoke-a-ringling with the boys.
Smoke-a-ringling with the boys.
Smoke-a-ringling!
But yeah, I like this car a lot. It's been so good so far. It sounds a lot different than the EJs. It doesn't have that rumble, which I miss a lot.
But it's very unique, and I do love this sound.
Yeah, it's a very unique sound. The air intake that I put on there makes a whole lot of noise. You can just really hear the turbo with that hand in hand, making just so much racket going down the road. It's amazing.
Has an amazing amount of suckage.
It does. It sucks just as hard as I do.
So one thing I actually love about these newer WRXs is it's not all racer boy, big wing. It's a very mature sports car that is a very well-designed daily driver that makes good power, puts that power down instantly. You don't have to ring it out to 5,000, 6,000 or redline higher in the RPM range. It just makes very torquey, good daily driver. And that's why I absolutely love this car and why you picked it, man. I think it's a perfect car for your use. I absolutely love this rally, World Rally Blue, if they still call it that. But it's just such an iconic color. I love the green. You just have this car so nicely, not too overdone, but just that perfect in the middle range.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. So what are some of the future mods that you're planning on going over in this car?
Well, obviously my biggest thing, so this is not really a big mod. It's definitely more for appearance, but I had my 04 WRX. I bought some used aftermarket wheels from a buddy of mine. They were great wheels, but I've never actually bought a brand new set of wheels for a car yet.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at getting some methods. I would like to throw some sort of spoiler on there, whether that's the STI or the S209 wing, I don't know.
Wait a minute. We have to address something in the Subaru community which is more toxic than vanilla vape custard flavors. All right, we're gonna talk about how old boomer STI grandpas don't like anybody else putting STI wings on their cars. Well, guess what? This new FA technology with the twin scroll turbo is actually faster than your STI 0 to 60. So suck on your vapes, gramps.
So as you can tell, we're gonna do a little depth test on my tires here, make sure they're good. So what you wanna do is you wanna take your, whatever kind of vape you run. This is a Gen S apparently. So you wanna take it and you wanna just hold it flat against the tire. And if you drop it and it starts to fall like that, your tires need to be replaced.
Oh man, I gotta try that. I know us the Subaru owners always have vapes on us. And man, what kind of juice you running in this thing?
Blueberry menthol. Respectfully.
Right.
That's all. That's all. She's blue. She gets blueberry menthol.
Yeah.
The menthol's there to keep the turbo nice and cold.
Right.
I'm putting about 4 pounds of boost through her, so she works very hard.
So going back from like the ancient technology of the dinosaur of an EJ engine to the FA, what's your favorite thing about the newer generation WRXs?
I have to say, I've got two things for this. I have two things to say about the old versus the new. I'll start with my experience with my 04 WRX, the boost.
The boost.
I never put a boost gauge in. I don't know how much it was boosting, but I think it was boosting to 0.1 PSI. I do not know. It wasn't that low, but in this car, the boost is instant. The power's there when you need it.
Yeah.
It goes well and it will go better with a tune. But from factory, this car feels 100 times better than that does. You will never be able to replicate the feeling of driving the older generations with these cars.
Yeah.
They felt amazing, but the power delivery is so much better in this car.
It's instant. There's no waiting for that 4,000, 5,000 RPM gauge or area for the boost just to kick in for you to take off. It's just instant, perfect daily driver in and out of traffic.
Indeed, yeah, I completely agree. It's a great daily. I daily this car and it does fantastic. I have no complaints.
So one of the things I absolutely love about this interior over my 03 Dinosaur is it's actually nice, but two, it actually has a really nice kind of material, very, very roomy. So much room, man.
Yeah.
My car feels like a Mini Cooper sometimes when you're trying to drive it. It really should have been designed as like a 2-door hatch, where this one is more feels like a 4-door SUV, but you're in a sports car, so it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it's a very good in between having a lot of room and a little room. You know what I'm saying? Like with my 04 WRX, it kind of felt like I was in a coupe. You had obviously a little bit more legroom in the back than a coupe does, but at the same time, it wasn't that roomy, and it was very, very uncomfortable to sit back there for long periods of time. I will say, backseat wise, they're about the same. I haven't really spent much time back there, so
that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
don't let people drive your car.
The front seats, the bucket seats, if you will, my 04 seats were a whole lot more comfortable. They felt fantastic. I've sat in your car, and it was just like it was a trip down memory lane for me because it just felt. It's a different feeling. you kind of feel a little bit lower to the ground for sure, and
Yeah.
the seats themselves just kind of feel a little bit more sporty. The car is nice. It has like red stitching all over it, and it has
Yes.
some carbon fiber trim pieces and things, and a screen, whereas my 04 did not. I could have put one in, but from factory it has a nice screen and
The old
GPS and stuff.
6-deck CD player.
Yeah, the good old 6-deck CD player. But yeah, the interior in this car is really nice. It's not the best, but
Yeah.
it's not the worst as well. I enjoy it. It's simple, it's clean, it looks sporty, and I'm really happy with it.
That's one of the things I love about these cars is you get a sports car, but it's not as old dinosaur rugged kind of rally bred
Right.
car. It's creature comfort, has power right off the get-go.
Yeah.
Twin scroll turbo spools up. It's a sports car, but it's also a fun commuter daily driver.
Yeah, it does great. I absolutely love it, and I don't regret ever getting it. So
All right.
it's fantastic.
Heck yeah, man. I gotta drink water, man.
Dude, I'm fucking
I gotta
thirsty.
drink water. Thank you so much for watching the video. Scroll down with your mouse little wheel thingy, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Otherwise, we are gonna find you and blow vape juice into your car's intake.